right, so we're trying to determine how we calculate the mean when given frequency. What we do, we take the value of the pounds per model and multiply it by the frequency. So we would have 85 times 4, 98 times 2, and so on. And then because there's a total frequency of 16, we divide by 16, and that produces our mean. And then we can say that the average weight of models is 106.1 pounds. Recall 1.18, where we are given a sample of group data. Remember, group data means that we have lower classes and upper classes, and then we go ahead and find the midpoints, including the frequencies. The procedure is pretty much the same, where we multiply the midpoints times the frequency and then add up each one of those classes, or each one of the midpoints from each class. And then at the end, because we have a total of 36, was it 36? Yep, there was 36 students that have purchased textbooks. So we're going to divide by 36. So we have a total of 10,960, and we divide by 36, and we compute an average of 304.44. Remember, because we are discussing the median, so we are also asked to find the median. The median, remember, is the middle number. And to find the middle number, I started to subtract from the bottom and from the top. So I subtracted 3 from the bottom and 3 from the top. Then I had a remainder. Let's see, we had 3, 5, 11, 8, 9, until I found my median number. Maybe this one I will discuss in class a little bit further on how I approach this. But basically this is, maybe I'll just explain it now. This is what I did. I did notice that if I crossed out 3 and 2, that was 5. So I crossed out 5 from the top as well. And then from there, I needed to I crossed out 6, so now I have to cross out 6 from the top. So I'll subtract 4. I still need to subtract 2 more, so I'm left with 4 here. Okay. And then I need to subtract 4 from here. Or actually, I have to subtract 6. So I'm only going to subtract 4 because I only have 4 here. So that means that my remaining 2 values come from this class, which is a midpoint of 320. And then when I have to interpret both my mean and my median, for my mean, I always use the keyword of average. So I said the average cost of textbooks is $304.44. And for interpreting the median, I say half of the cost of textbooks is less than 320, and the other half of textbooks is more than 320. Okay. Very last section, 2.6. 2.6, we're going to talk about the type of skewness, the mean, median, and mode. A useful way to describe a variable is by the shape of its distribution. The mean and the median are often different values. This difference gives clue about the shape of the distribution. Common distribution shapes are displayed. These are like the main graphs, so you want to make sure that you know, like off the top of your head, without having to write them down. Well, actually, you can include them in your cheat sheet, so include in your cheat sheet. Uniform distribution means that it has the same height, or it can look something like this. It doesn't always have to be so perfect like it's shown there. So notice on this one that I graphed, there is like some variations, but some of them go up, some of them go down. But we can conclude that this is uniform distribution since it almost looks like a horizontal line on the top. I know they're not almost all equal, but we can say that this could be considered uniform. Now, anything that is bell-shaped or normally distributed, so this is bell-shaped or normal distribution, will have its highest point, and then at its highest point, but all three, the mean, median, and mode, are equal to each other. So mean is equal to the mode and to the median. So median, mode, and mean. Now for our next graph, this is called skewed right. And one way to tell just by looking at it is to see that the tail is larger on the right side. By tail, I mean if I try to draw like a curve here, you see my curve is larger over here. Now in the first case, let me go back to the bell shape. It's called bell shape because if you were to notice, it looks like a bell. And then on this one, the skewed right or tail is a little bit longer on the right side. And now for the skewed left, if we were trying to do like a follow it as closely as possible, notice that it's skewed left because the tail is longer to the left side. Go through these, make sure you know them or include them in your cheat sheet. So I'll do